Okay, we will start now. Can you guys hear me? Can somebody just respond? Hi, everybody. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So sorry about that. There was some issues with Zoom, I guess. So I'm just going to start straight away. I hope you can see this. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so for everyone else, kindly mute you can switch on your video, but then please mute your mics because I'm getting feedback here from a few participants. I'm not sure who. Just kindly mute your mics. Okay, just to begin, all right. I'm just gonna go to this slide. Okay, so basically we're talking about this entire session is about viral marketing, the basics of it at least. If you're interested to find out more in greater detail, then please do actually contact us. And the number is already given, I believe, in the notes. You can either contact myself or Datin Vinita. All right. And we'll just go from there accordingly. All right. Now, as a head start, this particular content is not something that was made up. It's actually from it's based on a 10-year research by Professor Jonah Berger, and this is an actual program that is already running in Malaysia in various forms and format. It's based on the 10-year research by Professor Jonah Berger from Wharton, if I'm not mistaken, Wharton School of Economics. That's where Donald Trump actually graduated from. And if you actually went to watch how he won the election previously and became the US president for a while, you will notice that his campaign actually used a lot of the elements inside this particular course material. There's various elements being used. And what that means is, this is not just for business, it can be for anything, mainly products, and ideas, basically. So, all right, so I'm sorry, I'm having some issues saying that some people cannot come in, which is weird. Please, I'm just going to say, please log in again. All right, so okay, so this is like the basis of business. Okay, so okay, this is the basis of business. Is as a start. Let's start from here. This is basically commerce 101. All right, perdagangan, asas perdagangan. Okay, I'm getting a message that Zoom is still unstable, so I hope everybody can hear me. If not, I have to switch. I have to do a few things, but I'll just maintain this particular connection. Okay, so now this is basically commerce, okay, I do this every Wednesday evening. Actually, I'm also a business coach, so I have my classes that happens every evening tonight. Actually, every Wednesdays at 8 to 9, I coach my students online. But rather, okay, so this is the basis. All right, see if I can get the pointer to. Okay, so you've got them. This is the basis of business. Okay, you've got the manufacturer, a wholesaler, retailer, and the consumer. Okay, this is how we get our goods. Okay, this is how we get our goods. Everybody is a consumer, and when you buy some things, you don't get to the manufacturer. Everybody understands this. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail, but as a I would say as a startup to get everybody on the same footing, understand that from this diagram, you can only sell two things. If you're in business, and chances, if you're not in business, you're working for somebody who is in business, right? Or your company is in business, right? So unless you're working for the government. So for the government, I would say it's more of making viral an idea. That would be more to your palate. All right. So now you've got the manufacturer, you've got the wholesaler, retailer, consumer. This is the chain. This has been going on for more than 200 years. All right. Every country across the world, this is how we get our things. Now, the point of view or the perspective that I want to give, that I want everybody to actually start to have for this particular session is, when you see this diagram, understand that number one, you can only sell two things. All right. One is, sorry, there's people who is messaging me directly now saying that they can't come in. I have no idea why. It must be their internet, but rather I'm just going to ask them to log in again. I'm so sorry, but this is very, very unproductive. There are people who maybe they're not familiar with Zoom, I guess. Okay, so you can only sell two things. That's my pain point. Okay, I don't want to waste time. One is you can sell product, or you can sell service, or perhaps the third thing you can sell is a hybrid on product and service. And when you sell things, you can be anyone, either a manufacturer or wholesaler or retailer. You can put on many hats, right? You can sell product and services, and that products and service needs to move from point A, okay, point A to point B. Okay, the key word here is it has to move. The product or service or even idea needs to move from a source to a destination. Now, so when you look at it from that perspective, right, because a lot of people that I coach, what they actually say is, when you want to go into business, their focus is always about the product that I want to sell or the service that I want to sell. If they are the government, it's always about, okay, what is the message I want to give out? Yes, it's true, that is important. But from the perspective of business, if you want to make money, right, you want to be profitable, you can't put your effort solely on the product or service. You have to also understand that from this diagram, right, from this diagram, you whoever who's there, please mute your mic, because I can hear you. I think we all can.
This is the National Training Week free course that you're supposed to offer. So that's from us to the public. I'm just looking at it. Yeah, this is the third program. This is our last third program.
Okay, I muted that. Okay, so anyway, when it has to move, right? So the keyword is being moved. If you can have the best product in the world, you can have the best service in the world that you offer to the market. But if you don't understand how to move it, you won't make a single cent, right? So the keyword here that I always tell my clients is that you have to understand how to move it. Okay, which is why for those people who understand this, and China actually really understands this, because if you understand how to move a product, you can sell any product or service. All right. So just as a point of discussion, just because it's there on the slide. So what are common business issues? So when people go into business, right, chances are when they make that decision to go into business, they already have a product or service that most probably is sellable. But chances are they won't make it. Why? Or they find it difficult to make it. It's a struggle. Why? Because when you look at this diagram, it's not so much about the product, it's about moving the product from a source to a destination. So one of the key things about viral marketing is that it greatly reduces the cost of moving that particular product or service to your buyers. All right. And And that is why for this particular session, one of the key things for myself basically is to make sure that a lot of unlearning happens, because it's not so much about learning. It's all about unlearning and relearning, and also applying whatever you've done, you've learned. But this is just going to be a basic introduction. So for greater details, please do contact SCIT directly, either myself or better still, please do contact Datin Vinita. All right. Okay. So now, basic common business issues is I'm not making money, or I don't have customers, right? That's the basic thing, regardless of how big or how small your business is. Okay, so why is that? Okay, so let's start. So basically, the most common business issue is actually people do not know about your business. All right, that's it. People don't know about your business. So basically, the name of the game is awareness. Businesses need to create an awareness, or we call it a buzz, about their business. Okay, even for businesses who are already in existence, right, like they've been established, they still need to continuously create awareness about what they offer to the market, right? And because of this, and when you understand this, right, and every business actually create awareness, there's so much advertisements happening. So when you, as a person who wants to go there and compete with your competitors, you have to understand that you have to, basically what the statement here says is cut through to the clutter, meaning to say your message has to go through to all that mess of information, and the people you're targeting needs to also understand that there's something unique about what you have to offer. All right. And on your part, what it means as well is you need to understand how, if you want that thing to go viral, you need to understand how to get people to start talking about your product or service. Okay, let me repeat that. You need to understand how to get people to start talking about your product or service. Now, again, just to clarify, what does it mean to go viral? I have not stated it yet. Okay, to go viral, sorry, I have to unmute people while talking to you guys. I had to mute people. Now, to go viral, okay, what does it mean? The simplest way is this. The concept of viral marketing has been going on even before the internet, okay? But it becomes very obvious now that we have the internet, and especially now that social media is such a big part of our lives, okay? So what does it mean when you actually say going viral? The easiest way to understand is you put something on the internet, you put something especially on social media, people click share. That is viral. And you're not talking about just one or two people, we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of people, possibly. Now, let me show you an example, a live example of how of this being applied. Okay, let me just show you a live example, just a short one. Let me just open the internet up. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to Facebook right now. Yeah, you can see this. Okay, this is my Facebook. Okay, and I'm gonna go to my family's business Facebook. Okay. So just a head start, just to get where, okay, this is the page that belongs to my family's campsite. My family operate a campsite in Bentong, you know, for training, whatever. I'm not trying to promote that business. I am, but not directly. Okay, so now what I want to share here is basically just an information. Okay, this particular page is less than a month old. Okay, but already it has garnered 104 followers, 84 likes, and that's not impressive. But what I want to show you is that I just applied maybe I would say 5% of the concepts of viral marketing inside this particular posting. Okay, this is the posting. I'll send you guys the link later to this posting so that you can see. Maybe I can share it now. Yeah, I'll share it on let me just share this now. Better I share this. No, I can't issue share. Okay, never mind. Okay, so this particular posting, I want you to look at this. It has generated 774 likes and also 95 shares across Facebook. So that is an example of viral marketing whereby I'm not really paying for Facebook ads or boosting this. Again, I boosted it up to just like my boosting cost was like 50 ringgit. That's it. Okay, but that boost has garnered 95 shares across the platform. So what that means is people are actually willingly sharing this information to people that they know. That is viral. Okay, so it's easy to see examples of viral, and this is not just the only thing lah. There's so many other things. Okay, let's get back to the slide. So it's actually easy to get examples of things going viral, but to actually create something to go viral, that's the question. How do you do it? So as a start, and also because this is an interactive session, it's purely online, so there's no way I can actually read your facial expression or your body language when delivering this, and also just to make sure that you don't fall asleep. So I'm sending now a document, okay, on WhatsApp, okay, that I want you guys to read. Okay. Okay, so please go to your WhatsApp now. Okay. Okay, I have sent you a PDF document in the WhatsApp group. It's about a story. Okay, it's a story about $100 cheesesteak. Now, for just for the sake of this particular session, all right. Am I sharing the right thing? Okay, so this is a story. Okay, this is a story about the $100 cheesesteak. So please read it. I'm giving you guys about 5 minutes, maybe, just to read the story. I'm also going to reread it. So after 5 minutes, I'll come back to you. But please read it. It's an interesting story. Okay, basically it's about a kedai burger that is selling one burger for 100 ringgit. All right, and it's not even such a fancy burger place anyway. 100 ringgit or $100. Okay, it's 2 more minutes to go. It's a simple read. But I think you guys get the idea, right? This is about the shop actually overpricing their cheesesteak to $100, And if you've never tasted cheesesteak, you know, basically it's just the American version of Ramly burger lah. Okay, it's the simplest form of burger that you can think of. All right. So did the strategy of actually overpricing the cheesesteak to $100 work? Well, basically based on that document, it actually worked. Now, the point I want to make is that the story of the cheesesteak being priced at 100 ringgit, sorry, $100 was actually viral. Okay. Now, if you talk to anyone who's been to that particular burger place, or the name of the burger place is Barclays Prime. Now, even if when they go there and they didn't order the $100 cheesesteak, they will most certainly talk about it. And even if people who have never been to Barclays Prime, and they've never been to the restaurant, they would actually love to talk about the $100 cheesesteak. Now, this particular $100 cheesesteak was so newsworthy that USA Today, the Wall Street Journal, and other media outlets actually published pieces on this particular cheesesteak. Now, even the Discovery Channel filmed a segment for its Best Food Ever show. And even David Beckham, when he was in town, actually went to Barclays Prime. And David Letterman even invited the executive chef of Barclays Prime to actually to New York to cook for him, to cook this particular cheesesteak for him. Now, all that buzz, all that viral just for a piece of sandwich, you know. So basically, this buzz or this viral actually helped Barclays Prime to open and explode their business nearly 10 years ago. And against all odds, until today, the restaurant is not just even surviving, and despite the pandemic, they're actually, you know, they're flourishing, right? Flourishing, sorry. Now, Barclays Prime has won a lot of food awards, and is listed as one of the best steakhouses in Philadelphia year after year. But most importantly, what we need to understand here is that Barclays Prime strategy worked. Their restaurant actually went viral, and they didn't do anything. It's just basically, you know, overpricing one particular menu, which is the cheesesteak. Now, okay, so okay, this slide, okay, let's go next discussion. Now, this slide is basically about you can see three things: non-fat Greek yogurt, the Six Sigma management strategy, and then the Atkins diet. Now, three particularly totally different and unrelated things, but the question is, do you spot anything in common? All right. Now, the only thing that is common, that is the same amongst these three things, are basically that these are three things that actually has gone viral. Sorry, this SIT stuff is sending me a message. I need to answer this. Okay, so these three things, okay, tiga benda ni is actually an example. These three things are examples of actually Okay, I'm actually getting a little bit annoyed with the SCIP people. Never mind. Okay. These three things are things that are actually went viral. Okay, real examples, and I'm pretty sure you will remember, right? Six Sigma used to be something that suddenly exploded. Greek yogurt used to be something that everybody just wanted to have as a health food. And the Atkins diet, of course, like you won't understand it. You may have gone through it, but it's like you probably have heard that at one time everybody was talking about Atkins diet. Now, there are actually many more examples of things or even ideas that actually went viral. Okay. For example, there's like smoking bans, low-fat diets, apart from the Atkins, low-carb food. I'm into health, so even places of worship like mosques or temples that actually went viral for whatever reason. Now, and also, if you notice around your localities, right, it doesn't have to be online, around your localities, the same dynamics might happen, the same dynamics of things going viral might happen on a smaller scale at your local level, like a new mosque, temple, or church that may be trending, that's the word, okay. A certain, maybe a new gym that opens, becoming very trendy place to go. That might be the thing that you're talking about now. Basically, it's going viral. Or maybe some issues that's happening at your local school where everybody's talking about it. So basically, that issue is actually going viral. So these basically are all examples of what we call the term for it is social epidemic. Okay, so what is social epidemic? Well, I'm just going to read. Well, basically, it's instances where products, ideas, or behaviors diffuse through a population. Okay, what it means is where something went viral in a certain population. And just like what I said before, it's basically very easy to find examples of things that went viral. Okay, it's very example. You can just, everybody, even the school kids know I mean, even children know what, to give examples of things that is going viral. But what is much harder is actually to get something to go viral. Okay, which is the whole purpose of this particular, I would say course. Okay, but I would say discussion or sharing session. Now, going viral, how does it start? Okay, it's just like the pandemic. Okay, going viral usually start with a small set of individuals or organization. It starts from there and then it spreads from one person to the next. Very much like how a virus operate, which is why it's called viral marketing. Okay, so or in the case of the cheesesteak, $100 cheesesteak example, is a very expensive wallet burning virus. Okay, now as mentioned before, it's easy to find examples of things that's going virus. It's very much harder to actually get something to go viral. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody will agree to this. So the very important point to understand then is, why is it that some particular products, some particular ideas, and some particulars, or what we call behaviors, succeed in going virals while others do not? All right, that's question number one that we need to start thinking about. Question number two here is that if you can understand this, all right, what make things go viral, wouldn't it be beneficial, right? And also, wouldn't it be beneficial if you know of a simple method to actually apply these success factors so that you can make things go viral? Okay, so generally, and this is the first basic concept. Okay, you need to concentrate now. Generally, the people, okay, I don't like to say we or people, but basically, generally, when we ask people of their opinion on why things go viral, they give 3 common answers. Okay, the general answers that people give of why they think something goes viral are these 3 things. Number 1, whatever is that go viral is simply better than the competition. Number 2 is whatever is that goes viral, the pricing is more attractive. And number 3, it has better advertising. So what does it mean to be better than the competition? Well, for example, if you have a website that goes viral, chances are it's easier to use. Yeah, it's more user-friendly. Or if you're talking about ubat, drugs, it's better, more efficient drugs. And basically, for example, like if you're talking about better products, like, you know, last time back in the dinosaur age, you know, you have TVs were bulky, right? It's all those cathode ray, you know, big TVs. I remember having a 29-inch TV, which needs about 2 to 3 people to lift. Now you have like flat screen TV everywhere. So I remember when flat screen TVs started penetrating the market, the concept was viral, and everybody started changing to this much more efficient and smaller and yet bigger screen, flat screen TVs. Okay, so and if you're talking about attractive pricing, this is no surprise why people think that things which is more attractive in terms of pricing goes viral, because most people, including myself, would prefer to pay less, right, than more. So basically, if what it says here, that when people think that items which are more attractively priced tend to go viral easier, what it means is if you put 2 similar products to compete with each other, then the cheaper one would actually win, right? That's what it means. Or basically, if you are a company, right, and you're competing, and if you cut your price in with something similar, and if you cut your price in half, that will tend to help you with your sales. Okay, so that's what it means. Now let's talk about number 3. What does it mean by when we talk about advertising? When you talk about advertising, what it means is basically the consumer needs to know about something before they can buy it. Okay, so that is the whole point of advertising, to let the consumer know about something before they make that decision to buy. Now, this is common business sense, right? So people tend to think that the more they spend on advertising, chances are the more that thing will go popular. For example, if you want to get people to eat more vegetables, so you have to spend more on, spending more on advertisements on getting people to eat vegetables should increase the number of people who hear your message and basically maybe buy broccoli. Okay, so better quality, more attractive pricing, and advertising. These 3 things in to a certain degree does contribute to products or items being successful. Okay, but they don't explain the whole story of it actually goes viral. Okay, so let's explore this. Okay, so now, okay, normally what I will do here is actually write on the whiteboard. Okay, the name Olivia and Rosalie. Okay, so just imagine that you are seeing the word Olivia and Rosalie. Okay, so Olivia and Rosalie, 2 names. Okay, now Olivia and Rosalie are basically great names for girls, right? Olivia means olive tree in Latin, and normally is associated with fruitfulness, beauty, peace. And Rosalie has a mix of Latin and French origins, and it's basically derived from the word roses. Now, both names are about the same length. Basically, like Olivia and Rosalie is all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's all 7 seven alphabets. Both ends with a vowel, and you know, both can create trendy and cute nicknames. So, and in fact, thousands of babies, girls, female babies, have been named Rosalie and Olivia every year. Now, let's just think for a moment. How many people do you know who's named Olivia or Rosalie? How many people have you met named Olivia, and how many people have you met named Rosalie? Okay, yeah, just think for it. Now, normally people in a normal session, none online, I would actually be counting how many people raise their hands. But I personally don't have any friends or I know of Rosalie, but I do know somebody, one of my students, whose name is Olivia. So basically what I can bet to you is that at least you'll know one person by the name of Olivia, right? But you know no one by the name of Rosalie. So in fact, if you do know somebody by the name of Rosalie, you will know a lot of people, more than one person by the name of Olivia. That is the actual statistics. Okay, so how did I know this? How did I know these statistics? Well, why is it that Olivia is a much more popular name as compared to Rosalie? Now, the reason is very simple. Okay, in 2010, in the USA, as a fact, in 2010, there were 17,000 babies being born and named Olivia, as opposed to 492 babies being born and named Rosalie. Now, although Rosalie was actually a very famous, a very popular name in the 1920s, it never reached, I would say, viral or stratospheric popularity that the name Olivia has reached in the year 2010. Okay, so why do I bring this up? The case of Olivia and Rosalie. Well, the reason is simple. I bring this up because when explaining why Olivia, I would like to, because of the point that I want to make is that you guys need to understand why the name Olivia is more popular than the name Rosalie. Okay, because these two things, okay, if I go back to the back slide, has nothing to do with something being playing better, has nothing to do with something being more attractive, has nothing to do with advertising. Okay, Rosalie and Olivia, but still Olivia became a better, a more viral thing as compared to Rosalie. So basically, we can cross out these three things on reasons of why something goes viral. So this is the unlearning part. Okay, just because something is better, just because something is attractive, is more attractively priced, just because you put in more budget on advertising, it doesn't necessarily contribute to something going viral. Okay, so if you look at this slide, okay, another example, okay, of how better pricing, better products, more attractive pricing, better advertising is not the ingredient for something going viral. Why is it is not? You can also look at YouTube. Okay, YouTube videos. I'm pretty sure you have seen at least one YouTube video last week. All right. Now, the thing about YouTube videos is, number one, YouTube videos are free. Everyone can watch it. You don't have to pay to watch any YouTube video. So number one, there is no such thing as competition in pricing. So the element of better pricing does not exist when you talk about YouTube videos. Okay. And in terms of advertising, only a few, very, very small, few amount of YouTube videos actually receive any advertising or marketing push, right? And number two, Yes, there are videos that actually especially nowadays, right, with better iPhones, better, and a lot of more people getting into making their own videos. There are videos with there are videos when you compare all the videos together, there are videos which has higher and better production qualities, but normally the ones that actually go viral are blurred videos, videos that is out of focus, and videos that are shot by amateurs, or or shot through inexpensive cameras or cell phones. All right, so basically so when you look at YouTube videos, you will wonder, why is it that some videos actually get more attention as compared to others? Why some videos people share as compared to others? Because we already overrule the fact that better pricing, attractive pricing, paying better advertising, that's not also the case. So again, so if you think that these are the three things that make things go viral, you better start, my suggestion is better start disengage with that thought already. All right, so basically, the whole reason why things on YouTube or whatever things that go viral, the real reason why they go viral is this particular word, okay? It's actually social transmission. Okay. The reason why things go viral is because of this term known as social transmission. Now, there's two things that we need to focus when we talk about social transmission. One is social influence, okay, this one, and the other one is word of mouth. All right, so here's a fact. Okay, people love to share stories, people love to share news, and people love to share information with people around them. And with the advent of WhatsApp being so popular nowadays, this is also true. Like, tell me, like, when have you not shared something on WhatsApp? When have you not shared something on social media? And you share it with people around you, right? People that you know. So this is the concept of social transmission. For example, when you go for a holiday, what do? You share and tell a friend or family about your holiday experiences. When you receive a good discount, when you receive a good deal, some shopping somewhere, Malaysia is a country of sales. So when you see a good deal somewhere in some shopping mall, you chat about it, right? With your neighbors, with your colleagues, with your friends. In an office environment, if there are news about, let's say you work in a big firm, let's say you work for IBM, and there's news about there's going to be layoffs, right? Downsizing. Of course, it's going to be gossip between the co-workers about it, right? And some people, they like to write unofficial online reviews about new movies coming up. And I think now for those with small kids, I think Little Mermaid is about to come out, which my niece is begging me to bring her. But also like rumors, like who did not share about rumors on Facebook? So, and about there's also things like recipes, like if you're into cooking, like people share recipes over Facebook and even over things like WhatsApp. And by the way, if you want to if you want to explore the concept of marketing on WhatsApp, it's categorized under the marketing known as dark web. Okay, and I'm not going to go into details or whatever, but if you're interested to understand more about dark web marketing, please do contact Datin Vinita and myself also later. Okay, dark web marketing, specifically WhatsApp. All right, so basically because people like to share, right? We all do. Do you know how many words exactly do people share in a day? The number of words that people share in a day. There's actually a limit. There's actually a cap to it. On average, people share about 16,000 words a day. Okay, that's the number. On average, people share 16,000 words a day. All right. In fact, every hour, there are 100 million conversations about brands every single hour. Across the world, there is 100 million conversation about a particular product, okay, or service. So what does it mean? What it means is word of mouth is frequent. And more importantly, word of mouth is important, especially if you're a business owner. Okay, you need to understand this. Okay, so if you look at this top part, sorry. Okay, where is my mouse? My pointer. Okay, so for example, if there's a new website, chances are you went to that new website because your friend or somebody close to you recommended it to you, right? And okay, I'm not talking about voting or anything, but I think you get the picture, right? So these basically, all right, this top part here, basically it's just examples of decisions or things that we do that is somehow or rather we do because we are influenced by others. And it goes to show that word of mouth, okay, is frequent and important. In fact, it actually influences 20 to 50% of purchasing decisions. Okay, so if you're into marketing or if you're into business development, please understand this. Word of mouth influences 20 to 50% of purchasing decision. I don't want to talk about how people make decisions, but basically just a cap how this is so, because you know human beings make decision based on your senses. So the inputs that you receive, basically touch, smell, what you hear, what you see, what you smell, what you can feel. So the more you engage these things, the more easier you can get people to actually decide in your favor. So that's just a cameo information. Now, what does it mean that, okay, when this is a very important number, okay, 20 to 50% of purchasing decisions is actually influenced by word of mouth. So what it means is whatever we buy, whatever we think, whatever we read, whatever we do is actually significantly impacted by what others have emailed us, WhatsApp us, tells us, or even text us. Okay, all those things that we do is basically a result of what others share with us because of word of mouth. So basically, the gist of the story at this point in time now is that a word of mouth conversation by a new customer, okay, can easily lead to basically a 200% increase in your sales, right? A 5-star review on Amazon maybe can easily lead to 20 more books being sold as compared to a 1-star review. Okay. And a doctor, let's say if there's a new drug on the market, a doctor might be more likely to actually prescribe that new drug to his patient when other doctors they know have already prescribed it, right? So basically that's word of mouth, right? So yes, while traditional marketing is useful, word of mouth, okay, word of mouth from everyday people like you and me is actually at least 10 times more efficient as compared to traditional advertisements or marketing. So why is that so? Why is it word of mouth much more effective than traditional marketing? Well, this is the reason. Okay, word of mouth, basically, you know, when you have TV advertisements, just as an analogy, why is the TV advertisement less effective, less influential as compared to what your friend told you, okay, which is word of mouth? It's because word of mouth is basically more persuasive and it's more targeted. All right. So let's discuss this more. Okay, what does it mean by being more persuasive? Well, to understand something which is to understand why word of mouth is more persuasive, you have to look at this comparison. Conventional advertising versus word of mouth. Okay, so when you talk about let's say toothbrush. Okay, I love toothbrush example. There's a lot of advertisements on TV or even online about toothbrushes, right? And for example, there's that O brand. I'm just going to say it out loud because this is a closed session. Oral-B, they invest heavily on advertising. Oral-B invests heavily on advertising their toothbrush. There's so many examples. There's so many advertisements about Oral-B toothbrushes. Now, and they even have sort of videos where dentists out loud saying they prefer Oral-B toothbrushes. And yet, when you look at, and it's very wide, and yet when you look at word of mouth, okay, our friends can just tell us straight, like, if they think Colgate did a good job, they say that. But if they can also say like, Colgate did a bad job. So, so what it means is, the way they are being very objective, the way they are being very candid, and because they are our friends or their family, people that we trust, makes it easier for us to listen and believe them. Which is why word of mouth is more targeted and more effective as compared to advertising. All right. So what does it mean by being more targeted? Why is word of mouth more targeted? Now, please take a look at that the story document. I'm pretty sure. I don't know whether we have time for it or not. Let me just check first. Give me a few seconds. I hope I'm sending you guys another document. Through WhatsApp again. Okay. So sending the document to you now on WhatsApp. It is loading. Okay, it's loaded. So please open the group WhatsApp group, the group WhatsApp. Okay, and take a look at that story. Okay, basically it's two stories about a ski selling company and also about a strategy known as double mailing strategy. Okay, this story will actually explain about why word of mouth is actually simply better than conventional marketing, and it's more targeted. Okay, so it's very simple. It's just a few phrases. Okay, so the ski selling company, basically it's about television ads during that was done as opposed to, and also the double mailing strategy. Okay, so it's a very simple thing. It's just a few phrases. So basically, so base here, what I can say is conventional advertising, okay, despite being very mass, being very broad in terms of its outreach, but even at its best, they actually find it extremely difficult to be more targeted. Whereas for word of mouth, it's actually very simple. And second part. And the best part is, okay, if you look at the story of the double mailing strategy, those who actually understand this has an unfair advantage. So I think you can see here, right? What does it mean by to be more targeted and how word of mouth actually is in favor of targeted marketing. Now, as in the mailing, double mailing strategy, rather than sending books to everyone, which is what conventional marketing does, the publisher only got to Professor Berger, right? And others to actually do the word of mouth for them. So basically, what is so good about word of mouth marketing? Yeah. Now, the answer is very simple. The best thing about word of mouth marketing is that it's actually available to everyone, whether you have a budget or not, whether you're a businessman or you're not a businessman, whether you're an employee, not employee, it's available to everyone. Okay. So, and that is a key ingredient of being viral. Okay. Being viral is not about online. The actual thing that you must understand about being about viral marketing is people talk about your products, people talk about your services. And when they talk, that information is being shared and distributed and other people start talking. That is being viral. So it's not about online. Yes, the element is information travels online because that's because of all the connectivity that we have. But most importantly, right, people talk, all right? So that is more important. So basically, the key thing is word of mouth marketing is available to everyone, whether you're an individual, whether you're a company, big company, small company, Fortune 500 company, it doesn't matter, whether you're a restaurant, whether you're a farmer, whatever, you know, whether you're an NGO, even if you're into politics, you can actually harness the power of word of mouth. Okay. And it's word of mouth. Word of mouth is the actual thing that actually get things to go viral. Now, word of mouth can even get business to business clients, B2B clients, to actually get new clients from existing ones. And also, as opposed to conventional marketing, it doesn't require huge amount of budget spent. All right. So if it doesn't require money, it must require something, right? So what does it require? So it requires simple word of mouth. To actually harness the power of word of mouth, it requires for you to understand how to get people to start talking. Okay, it requires people to talk. So how do you get people to talk? That is a question mark. So again, you know, the whole purpose of this particular introduction is basically just introducing the idea of viral marketing. And it starts with you unlearning and relearning a lot of the things that concepts that you may have already, that the general population has. Now, when you know you've got the social media, it was a hype when it started, and it's still a hype, and it's so much of a hype that it is actually a part of our daily lives right now. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, these are the major ones, and you've got all these other things, wannabes. But regardless, social media is a part of our lives now. And basically, it's not just the wave now, it's gonna be a very real thing. It already is a very real thing, and it's gonna last a very, very long time, right? Into the future. So, and how businesses are viewing Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or what else, Instagram, is that these are seen as ways to actually cultivate a following, and also as ways to actually engage your consumers. For example, I'm just going to put here, right? For example, you got brands putting up advertisements, and then you know you got especially with the youngsters now, right? They want to sing, they want to be a singer, or they want to be a musician. They post their videos online, the video of them singing, things like that. And then people start a business. What do? The deals, the offers, the discounts, or whatever promotion that they have, they post it online. So the logic here is, okay, if these people can get, if they can get people to actually talk about their ideas, number one, and two, share the contents they are posting, then it's going to spread. It's going to go viral throughout the social network, right? And instantly, it's going to make their products wildly popular, right? So that's the whole idea. Now, however, there's two main issues. Okay, there's two major issues, two main major issues. One is for this approach. Okay, one is focus, one is execution. Okay, so before we actually go into detail, maybe you can just guess this quietly, obviously, because this is an online session, not a face-to-face kind of thing. I believe at this point in time, you guys understand what the concept of word of mouth. When you talk about offline, so now we're talking about online. So how many percent do you think word of mouth happens? What is the percentage of word of mouth happening online? 50%? 75%? A lot more maybe? So what percent of word of mouth do you think happens online? Let's rephrase that. Maybe that statement is a little bit too technical. What percent of chats or discussions happen over social media, or happens over social media or things like WhatsApp? How many percentage do you think happens? Because most people would guess 50 to 60%. Sometimes some people guess 70% and some people guess lower. It doesn't really matter. But after this, the people at the university, okay, remember this is a 10-year research. So they engage a lot of students and executives. So the average answer is people think that 50% of word of mouth happens online. And 50% actually makes sense because social media is a part of our lives now. There's billions of users, not millions anymore. It's billions of users for social media, and billions of people are online on a daily basis. And what that means as well is billions of information and contents that gets shared throughout social media platform every day. And also because of the improvement in technology, all these social media companies, SOCMED companies, they make it easier and faster to share things quickly through a large number of people. Like all you need to do is click share. You want to make it faster? Share to group, right? If it's Facebook. So it's that easy. But unfortunately, 50% is not wrong. It's wrong. It's not even close. So what is the exact percentage of word of mouth that actually happens online? I'm pretty sure a lot of people would think a lot, right? Actually, based on the research by the Keller-Fay Group, you can Google the Keller-Fay Group just to get to check their credibility. But based on a research by Keller-Fay Group, only a minute, tiny amount of 7% of word of mouth happens online, right? That's it. Only 7%. Now, although and a lot of people are actually shocked that you get things that goes viral. People look at things. People are on social media. Most people are, and yet when we share this number based on an actual research by the Keller-Fay Group, that only 7% of word of mouth. Now that you understand what word of mouth is, okay, only 7% of word of mouth happens online. People think that this can't be true because this number is too small. This can't be true because most people spend a lot of time online. Here's the catch. Yes, a lot of people actually do spend a good deal of time online. In fact, on average, the estimate is the average person spends about 2 hours a day online. All right. Now, please remember that people also spend a lot of time offline. Okay. Actually, people spend more than 8 times as much time offline as compared to online, which means, okay, here 8 times, 8 times more time spent offline, which means this 8 times, it creates a lot more time for offline conversation. Okay, I hope you get that. Okay, so why does this happen? Why is that people spend more time offline than online? Okay, word of mouth. Why is it happening more? Well, it's simple. Yes, social media platforms, they basically serve to provide a handy record of all the video clips, all the information, the comments, and other contents to be shared online. And when you look at it, it seems there's a lot of information. However, we don't tend to think about all the offline conversation that we had over that same period of time, because we can't really see it. Okay, when you have offline conversation, you can't see it. When you have online conversation, you can see it because it's all, you know, somehow documented. All right. For example, there's no recording of a conversation that happens with your friend, okay, that you talk over during lunch hour, or the one that you met at the mosque or at church. There's no record of it. While offline conversation is not easily seen because it's not recorded, they actually still have an important impact on how people behave. And a person, and of course, like a person might think that online word of mouth marketing reaches more people. Unfortunately, you know, that is not always the case. Okay, because, okay, here's the average tweet now. Okay, potentially an online word of mouth conversation could reach more people. Potentially it could. Okay, and you look at this table. Okay, an average tweet could get this table. Okay, it could reach more people. For example, for a Twitter tweet, it can potentially reach more than 100 people, your tweet. Okay, however, not all of these recipients will actually see that message. Okay. How do I get you guys to understand this online? This is a little bit difficult. Okay, when you put something on Facebook, if you have, let's say you have 1,000 followers or 1,000 friends on Facebook, you put something on Facebook, you post something on Facebook, what that means is immediately, potentially, all those 1,000 friends will actually see that potential, that information that you posted. You see your posting, right? So that what that means is your information potentially reaches out to 1,000 people. But does it mean that all that 1,000 people will see that information? No. So yes, potentially online word of mouth marketing can reach more people, but in reality, you know, it doesn't really hit that many people. So basically, because not everybody will see that message. And even let's say you have a friend who's posting something, when you look at Facebook, right, would you actually focus your attention to that posting? Because there's so many postings, there's so many information on social media. Would you actually focus on it? So that's the issue as well. So because people are inundated, okay, basically swarmed, that's the word, with online contents. So they don't have the time, even you yourself, like you wouldn't have the time to read every single message, every single posting that happens on social media that is sent to your phone, to your computer, to your social media account. You won't be able to have the time. So what it means is when you post something online, it doesn't mean that all your friends see it, okay? And the number is normally only less than 10% will respond to the message that you posted. In fact, like I don't want to put, I have a friend who just posted something online just now. If you guys know, like I'm into outdoor activities, so this Saturday there's going to be an outdoor exposition in Kelana Jaya, right? Outdoor expo. So she's one of the organizers, and she has 6,000 followers on her Facebook account. And guess how many people, and she posted about it, about the expo event, asking people to come. Guess how many people liked her posting with 6,000 followers? Only about 13 after about 5 hours. So what does it mean? Right? It can potentially reach up to 6,000 people on her case, but you know what? Effectively, only about 6 people took an effort to actually look at the information. Sorry, 13 people. So basically, I didn't snapshot that. No, it was a mistake. Okay, never mind. So basically, all right, between these 2 points, okay, there's my mouse. Okay, at the moment, it's still a little bit unclear, but what is now at the moment, I think you guys understand, right? Online conversation can potentially reach a larger audience, and offline, that's the key thing about why you want to go online, right? It can reach a bigger crowd, but it doesn't have that detailed, in-depth conversation. Whereas offline conversation couldn't reach that many people, is basically face-to-face, but it's more in-depth. So at this point in time, it is still uncertain, right? Which one is actually better, online conversation or offline conversation? When you talk about word of mouth, is word of mouth online better, or is it word of mouth offline better? All right, it's still unclear. So let's explore this now. When you look at online conversation, okay, now, the first issue with all the hype around marketing through social media is that people, when they market through social media, they tend to ignore the importance of offline word of mouth. Even though now that you understand that offline discussions are more prevalent and potentially is actually more impactful than online discussions. And number two, understand this, and this is very, very important. Okay, when you talk about social media, when you talk about Facebook, so when you talk about things like Twitter, when you talk about things like Instagram and so on and so forth, and so on, is understand this. These are technologies. They are not strategy. Word of mouth marketing or viral marketing is only effective if people actually talk. Okay, just putting something up on a Facebook page or tweeting about it or putting it on Instagram doesn't mean that everyone will actually notice it. Doesn't mean that everyone will actually share that information. Okay, in fact, of all the videos on YouTube, 50% of the videos has less than 500 views. There's billions of videos on YouTube, and 50% of them has less than 500 views. And only 1/3 of 1% of those videos, meaning to say less than 1% of those videos actually get more than 1 million views. So think about it. All right. So regardless of whether it's offline or online or word of mouth, we do understand that there's power in viral marketing, there's power in offline, in word of mouth, in word of mouth. So the question is, we understand that word of mouth is powerful, but what is required for us to harness this power, to take advantage of it, whether it's online or offline? Okay, so basically, what is to understand how to actually take advantage of word of mouth, whether online or offline, is to actually to understand, to develop an understanding of these two things: why people talk and why people share certain things, or why, like what it says here, why some things get talked about and shared more than others. And this involves the understanding of two major things: the psychology of sharing and the science of social transmission. Now, consider this scenario lah. I give you one scenario. The next time you are, let's say, at a networking event, or you are at a party, you know, we just had Raya, so there's a lot of open house. So the next time you are at jamuan, or, you know, when you makan with your colleague at work. Now, imagine if, let's say, somebody was to eavesdrop on your conversation. What would they hear? All right. They might end up hearing about you talking about a new movie, or you don't do this, but, you know, gossiping about a colleague or a neighbor, or you exchange stories about your previous vacation or your holiday escapade during the long Raya holidays. Or maybe, you know, you're talking about somebody having a new baby, or you complain. That's a famous thing that people might hear when you talk to your friends, right? If they eavesdrop, you complain about the weather, it's very hot now. You complain about the traffic jam, which is very bad now. You could be talking about anything, and these people, when they eavesdrop your conversation, they might be hearing about anything, right? The question is, why is it that you are talking about that particular thing? Because if you think about it, you can talk about anything, but why did you guys choose to talk about that thing? For example, if you talk about a movie, why is it that you choose to talk about that specific movie? All right. And so, the answer to this question is basically forms the basis of viral marketing. Okay, forms the basis of the content of this particular program. So you will understand, you will develop the understanding of why certain news are more contagious, why certain rumors are more infectious, why some contents go viral, why people share, and why is it that certain things create a lot of conversation around them. A good deal of word of mouth marketing happens, while others are just like information that passes by. So it's these things, okay, it's this thing in a nutshell, is what viral marketing is all about. Okay, and of course, again, if you want more information about this, please do contact us directly, myself or Datin Vinita, and we'll actually share with you. Now, so if you actually, what is this course all about? What is this program all about? Basically, number one is, you will understand why things go viral. That's part one. Part two is you understand how to implement them as part of your business strategy. Now, of course, this is like if you take the whole deal lah. All right, now it's just this is information to at least you get to understand the concepts of viral marketing, and at the very least, it's actually a very good conversation piece. If I didn't confuse you as of yet, okay. So should we go on? Yeah. Okay. So basically, okay, next slide, because we have only 1.5 hours to go. When you talk about getting people to talk about your products or your service, right? The one that you want to sell, you want people to talk about it. Now, the general thinking is that you have to have the right people talking about it. And by right, what I mean is you have to have the individuals who are just basically more influential than others, right? Maybe they have more friends or they have certain positions. So when you can grab a hold of these people, then chances are when these people adopt your idea, they will make it go viral. That's what it means. Why you want to have the right people. Now, I would like to quote Malcolm Gladwell, if you're into reading, in the book Tipping Point. Malcolm Gladwell actually argued that social epidemics are driven by the efforts of a handful of exceptional people. And he calls these exceptional people mavericks or connectors or even salesmen. And other people suggest that in America, 1 out of 10 Americans tells the other 9 of how to vote, where to eat, what to do. So they influence others. 1 in 10 people in America influence. So meaning say 1 people influences the other 9. And because of this, marketers tend to spend millions trying to find this so-called 1 person, or what we call them opinion leaders, and get them to endorse a particular product. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about here. All right. Okay. Because we're using online, so it's very hard for, maybe you can't see the point, which point I'm talking about. Okay. So for example, in the case of politics or political campaigns, they tend to look for influential people to support their side, right? For example, that's why you see like in let's say for example, like a party will approach an artist, right, to please say that you support such and such party. So that is what it means. Now, okay, now this, okay, look at this part. This is what I call the notion box. Now, the notion is that anything that these special people or opinion leaders touch will grab attention, will turn to gold. If these special people adopt or talk about a special product, talk about a product or an idea, it instantly becomes popular. That is the conventional thinking. That is the conventional wisdom, whereby there is high focus on the messenger. Like for example, when you talk about sports, right? That's why you have endorsements, right? Certain people, like certain athletes using certain sports brands. So that's why you focus on this athlete, and it will drive sales. That is the conventional wisdom. However, there's a certain flaw to this wisdom. Okay. And why is there a flaw? Now, this is where the unlearning part happens as well. So, okay. Yes. Number 1, we do know of people who are more persuasive. Okay. We all know of people around us within our circle, which is more persuasive. And yes, some people, they simply have more friends than others, right? If people want to be friends with them, and they actually have more friends as compared to other people. However, in most cases, just because they're more persuasive, just because they have more friends, it doesn't necessarily make them any more influential in terms of spreading information and making things go viral. The reality is, by focusing so much on the messenger, especially marketers have neglected a much more obvious driver of sharing, obvious driver of making things viral, which is the message itself. Okay. Okay, so basically, right now, there's a lot more focus on the messenger rather than the message. Like, I'm not sure, but like in the Malay film industry at the moment, right? There's this so-called thing which is happening whereby they take in people to act in their films. The producers take in people to act in their films, and these people are like, you know, they're not good looking, they don't even know how to act properly, but they have a lot of followers. So okay, so there's an intense focus on the messenger. So basically, it's about the passenger or the message. All right. So as an analogy, let's take a look at this joke. Okay. Now, when you talk about jokes, I'm not giving out a joke, but okay, we all know of some funny jokes. All right. Now, when you talk about jokes, right, we have friends who can easily make people laugh naturally. And these people, we have friends who are good jokers, right? They can make people laugh. But then, if you, I think you know this, because there are some jokes that, okay, when you have friends who can make people laugh, right, who are just better at telling jokes than others, whatever they tell, the whole room bursts out laughing. Now, however, jokes in terms of, that is basically the messenger, okay? Now, however, jokes also vary. Some jokes are so funny that it doesn't matter who tells the joke. Everybody will just laugh, even if the person who tells the joke is not funny at all. So that is the message, okay? So viral content is like that, okay? Contagious content is like that. So viral content will spread regardless of who is doing the talking, regardless of whether the messenger is persuasive or not, regardless of whether the messenger has 10 friends or 10,000 friends. Okay, viral content will just go viral. So it doesn't really matter. So that's another unlearning point, right? So what people need to understand then in terms of viral marketing is, what is it about that particular message or particular information that makes people want to share it or pass it on, okay? What is it about that particular message that makes people want to share it on? So of course, when you talk about this, when you go on YouTube, when you go online, or you go all to these marketing classes, all these media gurus, and all these word of mouth practitioners, they have made a lot of guesses on why people want to share. But this, again, this particular program is actually based on an actual 10-year research headed by Professor Jonah Berger from Wharton School of Economics. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, Pennsylvania University. So one theory, okay, that's the word, okay, theory, okay, of why this happens is things that go viral is random. And you cannot predict which video or which information will actually, which content will just go viral. Okay, that's one theory. The other theory is the key is to being funny and being cute. If you have something that is funny, you have something that is cute, it will definitely go viral. It will become popular on YouTube. For example, if you take a video, and especially if it's about a funny thing and something cute, or something both funny and cute, that video will instantly go viral. For example, like babies or kittens or puppies. Okay, but the reality is, not many funny, there are many funny and cute videos on YouTube and other social media platforms, but they never really take off. So, and yes, you do have sometimes, cat videos, which is funny and cute and having millions of views, but they are the exception. All right, they're not the norm. And most funny and cute videos, at most, maybe you get 12, 20 shares, not millions. So basically, at this point, the theory that cute and funny or things that virality is random is flawed lah. Okay. Now here's another analogy. Now you look at these three faces. Okay. I'm pretty sure you recognize all these three people, right? These are three very, very famous people in their own rights, in their own industry, and you recognize them. And you may very well observe that Bill Clinton, what's his name? Bill Cosby and Bill Gates. These are three very famous people. So what's the conclusion? This is Bill Clinton, Bill Cosby, and Bill Gates. So the conclusion is, if you want to be funny, if you want to be famous, you have to change your name to Bill, right? So basically, yes, if you look at it from that perspective, the initial observation is that all these three Bills are famous. But the conclusion is ridiculous. My conclusion is ridiculous, that if you want to be funny, you have to change your name to Bill. But then, that's what most people do when you talk about viral marketing. What they do is they just look at a few viral hits, then they make a conclusion. And they miss the fact. Okay, they miss the fact. They miss the fact that there are certain videos which is cute and funny and they go viral, but the contents of that viral video also exists in videos, in the many, much more videos that fail to go viral. So, people miss that fact. So it's important that, you have to fully understand. What's important is to understand, not just understand, to fully understand what actually caused people to share things, share information. And the analysis that needs to happen is, you don't just look at successful things that go viral. You also need to look at things that fail to go viral, so that you identify the characteristics that link them. Okay, so that is the technicalities of this particular program. All right, so basically, okay, let me try and put this on. Okay. Give me one moment. Okay, let's have a look at this video.
Will it blend? That is the question.
Just replay it. Okay, have a look at this video.
Will it blend? That is the question. Love my new iPad. It does a ton of cool things. But will it blend? That is the question. Doesn't quite fit in the jar, but I can take care of that. I knew I could get the iPad with the blend text blender. I'll press the iBlend button.
As you can see, it's blending the iPad.
Don't get this. One tough pad.
Okay, so let's take a look at this number, which is more important. Where is it? So I've not opened YouTube for a long time. Give me one moment. Okay, so look at this, like, will it blend? 12 million views. All right, Blendtec. This one, it has 12 million views. So I'm gonna basically share with you another document based on this Blendtec. One moment. Okay, so I'm passing you. Yeah, I'm passing you this. You guys this document. Okay, you just saw the video. It's just a blender. It wasn't that funny or anything. It's just a blender, but it hit 12 million views. So okay, it's up on the WhatsApp group. Just something for you guys to read on. Okay, so okay, so I'm just, while you read, I'm just gonna go on. Okay, so I think at this point in time, you would actually you might be saying to yourself like, some things are more viral than others. But the thing is it really possible to make anything go viral? Or are certain things just naturally viral? For example, like so smartphones, right? Smartphones, it's smartphones tend to be more exciting than for example, a text form. Okay, or if you talk about talking dogs, that would obviously be more interesting as opposed to the law amendment by the parliament. And obviously like a movie, especially if it's made in Hollywood, perhaps that is more cooler than toasters and blenders. Now, which is better, right? Some products and ideas just born to be viral while others aren't? That is the question. Okay, how do I phrase it? Two school of thoughts. Okay, two school of thoughts. School of thought number one. Okay, number one. Is it only some products are just naturally born to be more viral and some products just not naturally born to be viral? Or the second school of thought is, can any product or any idea be engineered to be viral? All right, two products. So that is the gist of the document that I sent to you just now. All right, the story about the Blendtec blender, and you saw the video as well, which I put on. So, and you saw the number, that video, 12 million views, and this one is like, no, actually more, sorry, it's 18 million there. I can screenshot, that was the wrong one, but there's 18 million views. So what does the story demonstrate? Okay, what does the Blendtec story demonstrate? Now it demonstrates this. Okay, it demonstrates I want to word it as less technical than I possibly could. Now, okay, some people are lucky. Okay, like the idea or whatever content they post up just happen to be the things that will naturally go viral. It naturally generates a lot of attention, a lot of excitement, a lot of sharing, a lot of buzz. But when you look at the Blendtec video, and when you read the document that I sent, the story about the document, okay, when you look at the video and the story, even a blender, which is something very regular, something is an everyday product. So it means it's even regular or everyday products and ideas can generate a lot of word of mouth. All right. I mean, if you've never seen a Blendtec video like the one I showed you, you would like, wow, you know, I just saw a blender that blend an iPad. Okay. In fact, if you look at the other videos, even the blender can even blend a bowling ball. Okay. Now, so how can you, so basically what it means here is there is, it is actually possible to engineer something to go viral. The only question is, how do you do that? How do you design ideas and behaviors so that people talk about them? Remember, being viral means people talk about it, okay? Now, so why is so how do we, why is it that we are capable of designing, of engineering virality? Is because the content of this program is not something out of pure observation over a short period of time. It's not something that some people think, okay? It's actually based on actual research, 10-year research, not 1 year, not 2 years, 10 years research at Wharton School of Economics, Wharton Business School, sorry, University of Pennsylvania, headed by Professor Jonah Berger. You can even Google Professor Jonah Berger. He's actually a very, very intelligent guy. So the premise of this particular workshop, basically, if I may call it that, is you need to understand how to make your product or your idea or whatever it is to go viral. Now, of course, and if you're in marketing, especially if you're in marketing or you're a business owner, you have a business, you want to have your product and services to get more attention, right? If you're a politician, you want your ideas to spread out through the population. Like if you're, for example, you're not into business, you're not a politician. Let's say you are a government officer in the health ministry, who's in charge of healthy eating. Of course, you want people to cook food rather than eat fast food, right? You want that information to spread out. So hundreds of people, thousands of people, in fact, from undergraduates to MBA, people with MBAs to executives, actually has taken this workshop in the US and in Malaysia even, and learned about how social influences drives products, ideas, and behaviors to succeed. Okay. So now, okay. So this particular workshop, now you understand some form of the basics, right? Now this workshop actually explains why something goes viral. So what you've been experiencing so far, what I've shared so far, is just to get you guys to unlearn about why things go viral. Whatever your beliefs are, which is generally the beliefs of the local population, of the general population of why things go viral. So basically, we have disposed of that. All right. So now you're on a clean slate. You need to know that. So what does make things go viral, and to engineer it, how do I apply it? So basically, that's what this course is all about. So, okay. So you want to understand is basically what makes a content viral, or another term for it is contagious. And by content, I mean stories, news, information. And by the term viral or contagious, what I mean is it's likely to spread. And okay, so, and what we want is basically, we want that particular information, right, that particular content to spread from one person to the next person through word of mouth and through social influence. And we want those things to be talked about and shared or imitated by consumers, co-workers, constituents. That is basically the main aim of this particular workshop. All right. So now, how does the program actually, how is it being developed? Well, it was developed, remember, it's a 10-year research. Okay, 10 years is not a short time, it's a long time. It's short, but it's a long period. But the workshop was actually derived based on an analysis of thousands, not hundreds, just as an understatement. It's thousands of viral viral information in terms of messages, in the form of messages and ideas. They analyzed it, and even products that went viral, they analyze it, and they notice that there's a certain pattern. Okay, understand that you can only come up with patterns when you actually analyze millions of information, millions of data. All right, so that's what they did over the 10-year period, and they noticed that pattern, and that pattern is in the form of 6 main principles. Okay, meaning to say, when you look at something viral, you will notice either one or a combination of the 6 principles available. Okay, so we call these principles steps, STEPPS. All right, so S stands for social currency, T stands for trigger, emotion, public, practical value, and stories. So these 6 things, basically what it means is, once you understand what each of these 6 things is all about, you look at something that is actually going viral, or has gone viral, or continuously go viral, you will notice that it has elements of at least one or a combination of these six things. And when you want to implement something or make something go viral, all then you need to do is get one or a combination of any of the 6 things into that content, and it will definitely go viral, which is what I did with the Facebook page I showed you earlier, which belongs to my family's campsite business. It actually reached, I think as of yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, 800 likes for a content which is about 2 weeks old, and about, I think, 80 plus shares for just some random pictures that a good friend of mine took. Thank you so much. If he's online now, thank you so much. But basically, okay, so basically that is the end of part 1 of this particular thing. So the main thing that I hope you guys get now is there are 6 things that make things go viral. If you can identify, once you understand these 6 things, these 6 different things, identify them, you can notice them in anything that goes viral. And also, most importantly, you can apply it to make something goes viral, or in certain cases, you can apply it to stop something from going viral. So we have all that in the program per se. So, okay, so what I want to do now is just very quickly, I think we're going to finish early, thank God. Okay, so what I want to do now is basically share with you another slide. Just give me a moment. Give me one moment, okay. Okay, so I think you guys can see the slide, right? So let me start. All right, so social currency. And just a brief introduction about these 6 things. Now, social currency, I'm gonna go free format here. I'm not actually looking at my training manual because it's actually very fun and open to interpretation. Okay. When you talk about the perspective of social currency, what does it mean? What it means is, I can't really see this. Okay, better. Okay. Things that go viral that have an element of social currency in them means when you share this content that has elements of social currency, it makes you look good. That's the gist. Okay. So when people will share things that make them look good. Okay, that's a whole summary that I can think of. Okay. Why? Because you know what? People like to look smart. People prefer to look smart than look dumb, right? For example, like one of the reasons why the blender, that blend pack blender just now, that can just blend anything. I mean, chances are you wouldn't need a blender that blends a bowling ball, because you don't blend bowling balls. But you know, knowing something cool and interesting stuff like a blender that can actually blend an iPhone or a bowling ball or even iPad, whatever, it makes you look sharp. It makes you look in the know, and hence it makes it go viral, because when you share that, you look cool, you look smart, you're not dumb. All right. So that is one. That is social currency. All right. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So so how do you then get this to happen? If you have a business, you have something. So one of the things you can do is actually engage game mechanics. So you know, another term for it that maybe you will know is gamification marketing. And why? I'm not going to tell you how. That is when you actually attend the whole course, then you will understand this in greater detail. But then when you leverage on game mechanics, you give for people a method for them to feel that they achieve something. Provide a status symbol. And we have examples of how game mechanics have been used to make things go viral and actually make companies profitable. All right. And it's actually not expensive to do it. It's actually very simple. In fact, nowadays it's almost zero cost. So by making people look, also like what it means by social currency is you help people to feel that, you know, like they are part of the crowd. Okay. So basically the whole idea here, but the whole gist of the story is, okay, you can just read this, but the whole gist of social currency is that if you don't believe me, look at something that goes viral, and the fact that if you share that, you look smart, and look at how many people, how many sharing has it received. It's a lot. So that is the gist. Okay, that's module 1, social currency. All right. So module 2 is triggers. Okay. So basically, what is a trigger? Okay. So basically, it's basically when you use the element of reminding as a form of things that go viral. So a trigger is basically something that simulates or prompts a person to think about something related. For example, when you talk about peanut butter, it reminds you about jelly. When you talk about you talk about dog, it reminds you of cats, vice versa. So basically, dog is a trigger for cat. Peanut butter is a trigger for jelly. So the second element, if you look at, there are elements that there are contents that go viral because they are triggers for something. Okay, so basically, if you want to use this concept to engineer something to go viral, so you want to learn this module lah. All right. And so in this particular module, there's a lot of examples. For example, one of the things that that is going to be shared, if I remember correctly, Coke, right? And the color red is very you know, Coke, the brand Coke, that soft drink Coke, okay, and you know, they have a certain iconic red color. So that is actually a trigger being used by the company. Another one is actually the Apple company. Like when they released the Apple laptops, right? There was actually a discussion about the Apple logo or on the laptop. Should it be facing the person who, should it be to the advantage of the owner of the laptop, or should be the advantage? Because when you know, when you open your laptop, like this, right? You open, let's say this is laptop you open. So the logo is here. Okay, when you open, the logo is here. So if you're the owner of that laptop, when you close it, the logo of the Apple will be facing towards you, right? The Apple will be facing you. But when you open it, the logo is going to be seen by the person in front of that person, in front of the laptop, the other side of the laptop, right? And it's going to be backwards. So there was a huge huge thing lah in Apple. So should in the design team. So should it be downwards or upwards Apple logo? So in the end, you know what? They choose for the Apple logo to be on the right orientation, to the advantage of not the owner of the laptop, but rather the other person. Why? Because it forms as a trigger for further marketing, free marketing, viral marketing. Okay, so how can you implement such a thing as well? So that is what you learn. Okay, now the third one is something very, very dear to me because I like this particular viral concept, emotion. Okay, so basically, okay, just look at this one. Okay, now my family's business, the campsite just now, I actually use social currency, okay, to help that particular posting to be shared by people. So actually, I will actually send you guys I will send the link to that particular thing, so you can see, like, maybe you can sort of see how the people actually share it, how it makes them look good amongst their peers. Okay, and sharing doesn't necessarily mean they click the share, but you know, in Facebook you can put the names of people that you know, it highlights. That's sharing. That's actually targeted marketing, sharing, free marketing for my family's business. But that is basically me employing social currency. All right, so now, and also a bit of me employing this, the third module, which is emotion. Now, emotion is basically using emotion, but in a very structured way, and you want to understand how emotions is how emotion plays a part in making something go viral. Now, the fourth one is basically what we call public. Now, basically, this is something that is not common even amongst marketers and advertisers, but it plays on the fact that humans like to imitate. Okay, so, and it plays on the fact that when something goes public, it can go viral, but based on certain parameters. So you want to learn that parameters. Okay, now the fifth one is practical value, whereby if something because it, and you will notice that certain things goes viral because it has practical value, meaning to say it actually not praise, but the word is pray, but it praise, P-R-E-Y, not P-R-A-Y. It prays on the human nature of wanting to be helpful and useful to others. So contents which actually falls under this category will definitely go viral as well. And you want to understand how specifically can you actually use this to your advantage. Okay, so last but not least are stories, the original form of viral marketing since the days of Adam. All right, so basically is the whole idea is basically when there's a story worth sharing, it's gonna go viral. But what are the elements inside the story, and how can you basically also craft a story that will go viral? So basically, that is STEPPS. Products and ideas that contain all these things to actually go viral. So that's it. We are 1 hour early. So Datin Vinita, you have anything to say? I hope you do. Maybe just to the people who are still online at the moment, if for anything. Datin, maybe you can unmute and say a few words to our
No.
participants.
No, maybe you want to open questions to the floor.
Yeah. That too. Thank you, Datin. So anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. Because we have ended basically the introduction to viral marketing. Oh, sorry, I saw a lot of chats. Okay, let me open the chats. Okay, if you're too shy to actually yeah, Cecilia, see, there's 2 Olivias and 1 Rosalind. Yeah, see. If anyone is too shy to actually say out loud, maybe you can just text in the message. I'll see to it. Let's give it another few more minutes. Meanwhile, okay, also please, you know that you will be receiving certificates for attending this session. Because this is part of the National Training Week initiative. So in order for you to actually receive those certificates, kindly speak to SAIT staff, Asia, and provide her with the details that she requires. One is your attendance, another one is your I believe your feedback form, and also you need to also go online, I believe, to submit a few things. I'm not sure, but please, Asia will get back to you personally, and also so that you will actually get this message. Okay, can I know your actual name? My name is, just to type it, my name is Fadli. Sorry, let me just type it as how it is spelled. But people call me Fat for short. All right. And yes, I actually have long hair. I'm tying it up right now. Okay. Any questions relevant to the contents? Okay, if you need guidance on our channel, any tunnels that we can approach our speaker today. Yes, you can approach me. My number is in the because it's lagging. I believe it was lagging a bit. I have no idea. It must be the overall internet. It's not just, I don't think it's Zoom. I think it's the overall internet quality at the moment. I was from the telco line, and I was basically, so yeah. I believe it is internet thing as well contributing to this. So maybe we can do this face to face. I don't mind. We don't mind actually conducting this on your site or on your preferred site. Just give us a buzz so that you actually get this face to face, and you can, because it's better that way, right? Nothing beats face to face. It's just like word of mouth. People talk online, but people talk offline more. And when you talk offline, when you are engaging a person, it's actually more intense. Like this is something I didn't share. Yes, Latin.
Fadli, maybe we also will have to know who those who attended today are from NTW registration, and who are not with NTW registration, because then you have to prepare the certificate and give them individually. So
Yep.
I would appreciate to know those who
Latin, they can hear you, Latin. They can hear you. Everybody can hear you.
Okay, all I need is to know, please, probably in the WhatsApp group, mention those who attended today are from NTW registration and NTW registration. Also, please mention your name in full so that we can individually prepare the cert.
Okay, so I'll text it out in the WhatsApp group as per Datin
Yeah.
says. So I believe maybe let's call it a day. So thank you everyone for attending. Please submit your information to as required by Datin. Thank you, John. That was fast. Okay, Asia will contact each of you. I'll contact, I believe personally. So please answer her gently and kindly because she's a very sweet lady, and so that you get your basically your certs. All right. And for further information about the technicalities of this or anything else, please do contact me. And Datin, our number is actually on the notes that I have passed to you through the PDF document inside the NTW group. So if you've downloaded it, so our number is there actually. So okay, one last thing. Okay, yes, thank you. So you're welcome for the class and thank you for your participation. So that's it for now. Okay, bye everybody. I will end the session.